Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment he made?
I thought from bar to these.
Run Ryan.
And the other thing, you have players out there.
I think the fellas would take it more serious.
What grade?
That one I don't know.
Yes, because at the end of the day, right now Manchester United are
Good night, and welcome to All In, All United. Gents, again, Phil Arson are coming for you, right? I know getting, right? That is, we had to get in for this review. After viewing the game today, we definitely have some things to talk about. And yeah, gents, how things on the other side?
Everything cool, man.
Nice to have you on the inside, Lion.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, long time. He come in and grace us, man. Yeah. So, it's really intro for the day for me, definitely. And we'll get into it. It's heartbreaking earlier. It was really heartbreaking. And your stress levels and your anxiety and your pressure. No, I don't know. Hey, Manchester United fans have to have pressure tablets, and especially the older ones.
No.
Because watching this team play earlier, as much as we're grateful for the win today, it really hard to watch this team play. You know, Chef, what you saying?
Before I start, Lamovish, one of our fellow Manchester supporters and fan of the show, Jesus, big brother, Jesus, blessings on your birthday, brother. Sorry for missing the line tonight, but you see where it's.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, cuz.
Happy birthday on behalf of All in All United, man.
Listen, I don't have no expectations on this side. I just counting down till the end of the season now, so it is what it is there. But John, our football, boy, wow, that's all I have to say. Wow.
Depressing, man. What you see?
Yeah, depressing. Not only that we're not playing well, but the simple things that we're supposed to get correct, we're not getting correct. Like simple details, simple passes, things like that. So you could have a bad game, but you have slight details to make things look positive. But yeah, I didn't see none of that today.
JP? You know.
Yeah, I not even getting stressed watching the games again because
nah, but you can't help it, boy. It's a natural depression, boy.
JP, I with you, boy. Life too hard to take on Manchester still, though.
Yeah, it not making sense beating up again because it's like I don't know what the team coming with. So once I see the lineup, once I see the first few minutes of the game and Everton was looking the more dominant team, I say, well, okay, it's the same old. I know what to expect for the game.
Honestly, I expected a loss, sir. You know why? You know why? Because over here the game started 7:30. Right? Normally when I wake up 7:30 to watch United play, we just lose. And worse again, we play nonsense. So I say, why? And I expected nothing more.
Yeah.
Phil, in the building?
Oh, yeah. I will start off on a little positive and then we go back to reality. I mean, it was the bounce back that we needed after 2 back-to-back losses versus Fulham and Manchester City. But back to reality. As Lion said, the game started at 7:30, where we are in the part of the world. And 7:30 is a tough time to get up on a weekend. A tough time to get up and watch your favorite football team. And lo and behold, my expectations after the first 5 minutes, I was like, okay, cool. Let me just see how this match goes. Fast forward to a post that Paul Scholes made on his Instagram today, right? Paul Scholes said on his Instagram, have you ever seen a team give the ball away as much in your life? Followed by 2 angry emojis. He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
Definitely not wrong. I watched the first 10 minutes of Manchester United playing football at Old Trafford. And I was like, WTF. Anybody who watched that game today, who was a neutral, who probably watched football for the first time, probably thought that Everton were the home side. Right?
Agreed.
I had a couple people message me how many shots we had in the first half. I said I don't know. It's only when I saw the first half highlights is that we had 1 shot from Victor Lindelof.
Yeah.
1 shot from Victor Lindelof.
But that was the entire game? That's the entire game? Or because
that's just the first half.
Because that shot from Lindelof was in the first half? Okay.
Yeah, to the end of the first half.
Yeah,
Right,
we were actually attacking the Stratford end in the first half, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like, I can probably speak for most, if not all. Some of us are just numb.
Yeah.
We're just numb. We're just numb to these performances, right? And we have Liverpool next. So hey,
Back to real reality.
yeah. So that's all I have to say for now.
Yeah. All right. So we have Satellite Lee. Right. Good night to you as well. Right. And we also have Mylon saying good night. You know. So
Good night.
guys, yeah. So guys, today, right? My one of my biggest issues was how much Casemiro
Yeah.
and Bruno was giving away the football, you know, and we talk about it on the review, the last review. We spoke about your midfield and the engine room of your team, and if you don't have a proper engine room, then we wasting time now. And I cannot, but Sir Jim and Brailsford and whoever else in the stands, I saw them saying this team need a proper midfield, and then maybe you know not much about football.
Of course.
Because you can't tell me your midfielders, what's Casemiro salary? What's Casemiro weekly about 350?
Yeah.
And you just giving away the ball. So they're saying we paying this man £350,000 a week. But you wherever it is, and he just giving away the football. Well, yeah, I really see a serious reshuffle in that midfield, and I want to really get your thoughts on the performance, you know, especially Casemiro and Bruno in our midfield today, you know.
What midfield? Dan,
Well, the players who was in the middle of the park, and we don't even talk about Scott McTominay because we don't know where he was either.
Or they don't realize when we going forward, the ball don't go in the center. We don't play the ball in the center at all. The ball, because we have no engine room, none. So the ballers had to either go long or on the wing, and half the time, I swear, where that passing out from the keeper to the defense to the wing, I sure everybody had does be in the hand because it does look so
clumsy.
So,
Yeah.
Boy. We have no midfield. We have none. The only man who does want to take the ball and maybe turn in the center and try to make a forward pass is Kobe. Outside of that, Bruno all over the pitch. Casemiro just, hey boy, Casemiro just in less than a season later, boy, he just looking worse and worse and worse for such a senior player internationally and at club level. Nah, boy, nah, they're terrible.
And I did think about it. We have nobody to say, okay, we could bring in to play for them fellas. We have nobody to replace Bruno, nobody to replace Casemiro. It's just terrible. But when I watch the bench today, I say, who would have coming off the bench to do something? That nobody.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that-
So JP, I would factor in if you think that this is the last season for Casemiro, and if you should really cash in on Casemiro, if it is that the new regime going and say, hey, let we move on from Casemiro. What's your thoughts on that?
I think they have to. They really have to, because the thing is, yeah, what is the frightening thing with Casemiro, right? If the problem was just, you see he losing his legs and he can't keep up with men, and he making rash tackles because of that, then I could say, all right, well, the man losing his speed and whatever. But when a player like Casemiro can't make the basic passes out of the midfield, I think that's more concerning than anything. And that, to me, is what was like, I was thinking about this Casemiro who win how much Champions League with Real Madrid. You are accustomed to playing football at the highest level. You come in, what you supposed to bring in that team? Experience, composure. What you're supposed to be able to do? Simply pass the ball out of the midfield to get the game going. He's supposed to kind of conduct that midfield in terms of the pace, because he's supposed to know when to hold on to it a little bit and when to release it earlier. That's what Casemiro role in this team supposed to be.
Yeah.
And if somebody else is what we paying him for is that experience. Because we know it was not young Casemiro coming in the team, but you will pay him for the experience that he bring into the team.
Being able to hold the ball at least and make proper passes.
Exactly. And if he can't do that, then let me make the money off of him.
We had to ask this question too. Is he that type of player?
That is the next thing.
Right?
I can be a bit different.
He wasn't doing that at Madrid. He had a supporting cast that used to do what we asking him to do.
No, but all we also want from him is him to break up the play and play a simple pass forward.
But even yellow cards.
Here's my thing. Casemiro wasn't the best today, but I've seen worse performances from Casemiro. Let's put it that way. Right?
Yeah.
Casemiro played well defensively, bar maybe one diving in tackle. But, and this is just my theory, right? Casemiro wasn't like this at Real Madrid with regards to having Modric and Kroos next to him. It's almost like your midfielders that are holding will kind of adopt what the midfielders above them are doing. So what Casemiro was seeing, let's say the likes of Modric and Kroos do, keeping it simple, he will probably try to replicate that. Or else Zidane is going to find a midfielder that is going to keep it simple like Kroos and Modric. Fast forward though to Manchester United, where one-trick pony Bruno Fernandes only knows how to boot it to Rashford or Garnacho and hope for the best. Casemiro kind of has adopted that. That's my take.
Yeah, because he does that too. He does that too. Yeah.
Casemiro has adopted that. Yeah. So Casemiro playing shit, yes, sometimes. Could it be because of this new playing style he's adopted? I am going to probably say 95% yes. And that's just
to be fair too. We still asking Casemiro to do a lot. Like I think Ten Hag had to realize this is an older, slower player in the team, and you cannot ask him to marshal the whole midfield, and that is what he was doing, because I was watching Casemiro trying to sprint from the right side to go and cover space in the middle because nobody else there trying to cover the space, and you asking a man who losing his legs to run like that in the Premier League, that's criminal.
But,
Ten is a criminal taxi man to do that.
But JP, after last season, after he got them red cards and thing, his game changed,
Yes, because he had turned up to the league.
After he got this, you see the yellow, there's a yellow card he did get recently.
Yeah, we barely touch him, man.
Yeah, he didn't touch him, man.
Yeah.
Now he just letting players run past him, man.
He letting him go. He not even making.
He's trying to avoid those tackles.
Yeah,
it's true.
So, Lion, right? So, I commented with this one to you, right? So, what I have seen in the last few games, right, is that players now, or the opposition players, double teaming on Kobe Mainoo. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
So, is it now that even how Casemiro losing the ball, making it even harder for Mainoo even to play his natural game?
Of course, because he have more work to do. Right? We have more work to do. I mean, he's technically gifted, but when 3 men on you can't really beat him.
And 3 men on you all the time.
Yeah, all the time, 3 men on him.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see that, because he's the only real ball playing midfielder. Because let me say, if you had a Ericsson in the team, a player could have hold the ball and play make. But more or less, Kobe is the only player who could do that, because as we said before, Bruno is just a boom kick. Hope to see space behind the defender for Rashford or Garnacho to run on to. And that is all Bruno doing. Bruno, when last we see Bruno even try a true ball?
No, but the thing about Bruno finding the players, but what the players do not to.
Nobody, to me, it's still a high risk now. To me, it's still high risk.
Yeah, but look how much balls Garnacho get today.
But today.
No, but Bruno, listen, Bruno does find the players, right? But it's what men do and it's it too. So sometimes he'll find a man and they lose it. And it will also make him look bad too.
Well, let me ask you a question, Lion. Which stat is higher? Bruno creating chances or Bruno giving away the football?
I don't know. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
Good answer.
But he does find the players, right? And over the past, let me say 3-4 games, Bruno hasn't been boom kicking the ball as before, right? Before that, he was just get the ball, let's kick it up. But he actually finding the men now, and is what they're doing with it.
I find it still real frustrating to watch Bruno play earlier. I find it real frustrating.
That's the only option we have.
Of course. Was that JP?
I find he started the game more composed today. He wasn't like even the weight of his passes. It was, sometimes Bruno have a tendency to kind of hit the ball hard at men. But I find the weight of the passes today to man, like he wasn't just looking for the long pass. He was like coming deep and linking the player a little more. But I don't know, something later in the game, he started to revert to normal now. And he was giving it away more and starting to get more frustrated. But I find he started the game more composed in the earlier parts.
But it wasn't he alone too who was giving away the ball. For the first 20 minutes, Dan, like nobody at Manchester was able to keep the ball for more than a second. It's just you get it, they win back the ball, they give it away. They keep on giving away the ball in positions that if it was a better team, we had to thank God Everton is shit, because the chances we was giving Everton today, and another day Everton would have crucified us.
Yeah. Dwight McNeil was looking like Frank Ribery today.
Who's that?
Dwight McNeil, man, we had him looking like Frank Ribery.
So other than the 2 penalties that Garnacho caused, I can't really think of anything else Garnacho did today In
That's
my
what-
opinion,
That's what I saying, Phil.
And-
But he was a threat. The thing was, he was a threat. He was a threat in behind. And this, who it was? Who was the defender? Godfrey or
Godfrey and Tarkowski.
Milenko or whoever it was. They had something to think about now. So he was just a threat outside of the penalties.
Yeah, but he was garbage on them penalties.
I can't, Nico. Honestly, our best player today was Rafael Varane. Honestly,
if it wasn't Varane, it was Evans.
Evans was good too.
I find it hard to even pick a player who was good.
No.
Varane was good today. Varane and Evans were good today. Varane and Evans were good today. But
Varane and Evans was very good today.
We can't go into next season with either Varane or Evans.
Yeah.
Starting.
No,
Varane should always be a backup.
So how much players we really need? Because let me say, we might not Maguire, we might not.
Maguire going nowhere, but Maguire going
this next one, who played today? Lindelof. We need a whole clout and all here.
We need a whole team.
First things first, though, we need to address the engine room. We need at least 2 or 3 midfielders to play
start with.
The menu. We do.
No, listen.
To start with.
One of the most crucial positions, though, is the left back position.
And that definitely on the agenda, Lion, right? Yeah. So we have some comments here. Milenko saying, Milan saying, asking if Scott played, again, and as we go into the talk about the engine room, but where's Scott played today earlier? Anybody know?
You're supposed to be playing false 9, but boy.
No, I would think Bruno was playing that false 9.
He was playing off.
So who play on the wings?
Scott is not to start. Scott is not a good starter at all.
Well, Garnacho and Rashford was on the wing.
Yeah.
Scott is more
and he wasn't impacting the game. Let me say, even if he played in the middle or let me say behind Bruno in a number 10 kind of role, he wasn't impacting the game in any way.
Think about how much players we does have go missing in any one game. So we basically every game does be playing short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every game,
especially.
Ahmad so bad that the man would even try and say, well, maybe let Ahmad play with Bruno on top there and let them be like.
I want to see how what Ahmad.
I understand, but not only.
I feel defensively, Tenag will trust him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Maybe try him as he was like and let Bruno play behind him or something.
Yeah.
So try something different.
You really feel we needed to play Scott in a game like today? Done. We could have played Ericsson or somebody else.
We could have played short, Chef. We could have played short.
I gotta tell you guys why we can't experiment with a false 9 as yet, because take us back to Euros where everybody was introduced to the false 9 by Spain, right? But look at Spain's caliber of players in that team. They had at least 7 or 8 Barcelona players who were accustomed to Pep Guardiola's style, and then all he had to do was, whoever was the coach at the time just had to fit Real Madrid players and one Valencia player into that type of style of play, right? So those players, at least 3/4 of the team, know how to play disciplined football, right? Our players do not know how to play disciplined football, right? So to experiment for false 9 sounds good on paper, but I just don't see it working for Manchester United when we can't even get the basics correct. We can't.
Yep.
We can't get a 4-4-2. We can't get a 4-4-2 correct. We can't get a 4-2-3-1 correct. We can't get a 4-3-3 correct. We can't get a 3-5-2 correct. We can't even get the basic formations that every single team plays correct. So a false 9 sounds good with Scott up top, but then what next?
No, not even with Scott on top. Here why I say it, Ahmad, right? Because in the preseason, before we had a striker, and they had Sancho playing false 9. To me, the play on top was a little more fluid. I find we were looking pretty decent playing with that kind of setup. Yeah, and I think Ahmad is a player who kind of in a similar mold of a Sancho type. who might be able to do something in that first line position, but we wouldn't know if we don't try it.
Yeah.
You just have players who wasting away on the bench then. What's the point of having a bench and a game where Everton had not given no kind of threat for 70 minutes and we waiting to make changes?
Exactly.
I
So
don't see any sense.
so we asked Simeon with a comment on that. You say a night fellas, remember when Ole played in Champions League in Italy and he scored? I think that was against AC Milan.
It's similar.
Yeah, because I find in those games after that where Ahmad played, Ahmad was a threat.
Yeah.
Ahmad was definitely a threat. So
I'm not gonna lie though, but Ten Hag is slowly but surely heading down the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer line.
yeah, boy.
Slowly.
Look how the guy making these late substitutions, just like Ole.
Yeah.
And even on previous podcasts, we were talking about this guy just making excuses, talking about we're in the right direction after losing to Fulham. Boy,
Right,
Ten Hag, you are digging your own grave, boy. Sorry.
Yeah, so we have Alan Lewis on the inside. Good night, guys. Chef, you are 100% correct. If we played like this against Manchester City, it would have been minimum 7 to 8 goals. Yeah.
Well, thank God we ain't got to play City again for the season. So
Yeah, but we still have Liverpool.
You never know that.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
We have
City,
and we have City again in FA Cup.
Yeah.
if
we
we
have
beat
on the inside.
If we beat Liverpool by some miracle.
We're not beating Liverpool.
Yeah, so David saying good night, fellas. Glad for the win. Yes, glad for the win, but we're not looking good as a team. Worried for Eric Ten Hag. Man can't be saying we on the up with these performances. Just 2 poor decisions from Everton gave us the win. Evans really played today. Yes, I guess for Javid, Evans is man of the match. Right, so I wanna get in now and touch on this left back. This left back is Scioli, you know? And Ten Hag would have said that the doctors promised him that by January you're going to have 2 fit left backs. So that is why he sent back Regulon from loan, because he say, well, one of them gotta get leave out. So I will have 2 healthy. So even if I have Malasia, I have Shaw, we know Shaw maybe the injury prone, so at least it has some type of, we could have had some type of rotation for Shaw. So what is other thoughts on this left back situation? And again, so now for the rest of the season we had to depend more or less on Lindelof, and again with if one centre back go down, then we in a real hole. So JP, what's your thoughts on that?
And you see that's what you say there. That's why I do like him playing Lindelof at that left back position, because one man get injured in that centre back position now, and then he had a throw up everything. I find why not. You see how we end in games with Cambrala playing on the right and Dalo on the left. Why not start the game like that? Because I think from what I see from Cambrala, he looked like he have a decent head on his shoulder and he just keep it simple.
No, the youth decent.
So better you start the game that way, because better teams will murder Lindelof on the left side, and Dalo is handling himself a lot better these days on the right and on the left. So better you start Dalo there.
And I don't want to knock Lindelof, because to be quite honest, it's no fault of his own. He played a position that he's being asked to for the team. But I hate to see Lindelof on left back. When I see Lindelof on that left back, all I see is Sunday lunch for any winger. Today,
when Wan-Bissaka come back, we'll see that on the left and Wan-Bissaka on the right.
Bissaka coming back soon?
Yeah.
I think he should be back after the international break, eh?
Yeah. Harry too.
So that means coming back from injury, they had to throw him into the squad one time. That mad thing.
But you know the funny thing? We might have keep regular and still have no left back, because he out right.
Oh, he injured too?
He injured last game.
He injured now.
But
Yeah, yeah,
I just realized though, didn't we snatch up Arsenal's medical doctor in the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he only started recently, yeah?
How recent is recent?
Probably this year.
Was that Lion? Was that?
Yeah, I think he started this year now.
Oh,
Well, he
Yeah.
was on gardening leave too.
Yeah, I think something like that. And then
Figure
one of
out
the
that.
staff, one of
got-
the other staff member left and all kind of thing too. So
You guys realize that 3/4 of our defense is injury prone, right?
yeah,
Badly.
Varane, Lindelof, Evans.
I surprised we getting so much out of Varane right now.
I feel Varane playing with some injuries.
Knock on wood.
We had a knock because I feel Varane playing with some serious injuries because we have since Varane have come to United, we have never seen him play all this stretch of games for United. You know, so
Varane must be the for me. They must be the go straight from off the field straight into the I stub one time because
Bubba wrap him one time.
yeah. Because I find Varane is, and I know we probably don't have a choice, or maybe we do, but Varane is playing way too much football right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely we don't have a choice because I can remember saying earlier that if Varane fit, we had to play him. Yeah, because I know we were talking about rotating Varane, and I was saying, well, I don't think it was a rotation with Harry Maguire, right? When we were talking about Harry Maguire and Varane, and I feel Varane get dropped, you know, but in the position we in now, we can't afford for Varane to go down, and he had to play every game.
I just think about Lindelof running against Salah.
Y'all are y'all against putting Amrabat at left back?
Oh gosh!
Nah, that can't work. That can't work.
So much.
That can't work.
That's terrible when he played it earlier on.
The man debut at left back. The man debut at left back. The man was one of the best players on the pitch.
Yeah, but when he played in left back position, when we played the cup game, he really gave away that ball.
Yeah.
Man,
and the thing is, it has been good when he coming into the midfield. When he coming into the midfield and helping. But when you're playing bigger teams where you have to stay in on the left back position, he don't have the pace to compensate when a man took it past him to run.
But
he cannot recover.
You don't find me faster than you find me slower than Lindelof?
Yes.
Yeah, but
100%.
No.
100%.
Amrabat does look like he handbrakes up when he running, but
nah, don't say that.
He can't be slower than Lindelof. Oh God,
he is.
Let me ask somebody viewers, chef. All who viewing, let me vote who faster with Lindelof and Amrabat. Right? I voting at Lindelof faster. Right? So let me see somebody comments.
All right.
yeah, when Amrabat sat around, so he does go so.
One thing, Amrabat is doing nothing.
Amrabat like keep killing Mbappe in the World Cup.
Hey, nobody, Mbappe was in front. Is when Mbappe cut in. That's how Amrabat catch you. That's how never catching Mbappe. Boy. Amrabat does run like them primary school children.
I don't find Amrabat that slow at all, but all right.
I know Amrabat faster than Lindelof, but nah.
Lindelof real slow, you know.
If we're talking handbrakes, we're talking Harry Maguire and Weghorst, but not Amrabat.
I'm coming from Simeon there. You see, I rated Malacia, and even though his play was mediocre last year, the talent was there, just needed experience. 1 year with a medical team, and he man out for a whole season.
Whole season, boy.
A whole season.
I think I think what had happened, he was coming back. He was on his way back. And then something happened again, and he had to do a surgery. So
Malacia was supposed to be out for just over a month or so, you know.
Yeah.
The initial thing with Malacia was 6 weeks, you know.
Exactly.
But what he was doing, so he was just lying with Rashford and he get injured. Hey.
Yeah.
But I
Nah,
think as a player we should keep though. If you're not
Of
injured,
course, and that's what we said in the last year to do.
no well, people don't saying Garrett a hero kind of thing.
Yeah, what them do, Tish, man. That's
we gotta get him man. We gotta get him man sometime.
And
And that was one of the that was one of the better buys, to be honest, financially for United.
He's at the right age too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think it's important that we keep him as well.
Have a lot of players to get rid of. In my opinion, Malastia is not one of them.
Go in, hey, good night, man. You say it's a tie with Amrabat and Lindelof. Both does backpedal. Oh, good. Hey, good night, man. Right? Milan saying Amrabat a little faster.
Thank you.
Hey.
3 seconds.
Nah, 3 seconds is too much. That is too much.
3 seconds is a lot, boy.
Anyhow, you look at it faster.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, man, slow than Lindelof. I'm not taking that. Oh, God. Lindelof is slow, dog.
Handbrakes, and he pull the handbrakes off, so and he gone.
Dad, Lindelof vibes is now to compensate for his lack of speed. He trying to come right up on a man's back. So, but if the man has enough skill, he gets it around Lindelof and he gone, and there's no way Lindelof coming back and catch that man.
Yeah, Darian saying FIFA saying Amrabat is 68. Faster than Lindelof with 63. Well, hey, Jet, no, well.
I tell you, Lion and Nico, all you have to be drunk.
Nah, well, then it's a tie. No, then.
There's no tie. It is no tie.
I go with that tie. Is that tie?
You put a pardon over. You're calling for account.
Hey.
You can't clearly say something and now you say it, but you Donald Trump.
No, well, what I say, I mean, shame if I still buy, well, yeah, what? I go with that tie. I switch, I switch fully. I said, you know?
100 meters.
Yeah, I said, I'll go with that tie. Right? Yeah, so guys, so again, we were kind of touch on it. So the top 4, boy.
Forget that,
Nico. Move on to sign else.
Let's serious, boy.
That's not happening.
Move on to something else, Nico. Can we make Champions
League? Top 5. All right, top 5. Let me
forget
top
that.
4. Top 5.
Forget that.
We staying right where we is right now.
Right where we are. And to be quite honest,
we might get lower. It's possible we might go lower.
We lucky
than 6.
Nah, it can't get lower because we have some space. But I'm telling you,
5 points ahead of West Ham, I think. Yeah.
5
points.
Spurs is 3 points ahead of us and got 2 games in hand.
Yep.
And Spurs
so we're not moving our place. And to be quite honest, Paulia, we don't deserve to move any further.
I agree with that.
And I will say this, because plenty Manchester fans doesn't like when I say it. There is absolutely no way Manchester United is supposed to be going into Champions League to take a spot. If Manchester United, we can't just say we're Manchester United, so we're supposed to be in Champions League. Brother man, I'm not trying to watch Manchester on Tuesdays and Wednesdays to get cut ass. That makes no sense. So best we stay out of that.
What's that today? I'm so glad we not in there around 16 because watch that.
We get embarrassed.
I'm trying to deal with that.
Yeah.
Best we be out of that next season. We probably will be in Europa, and you're bringing in. It's supposed to have an influx of new players, and you build some team cohesion and get a top 4 finish, go far in Europa, and build something. Let me see out of Champions League right now, though. That means not good enough for Champions League. No, all you realize we couldn't even beat Copenhagen.
See them 6. Over 2 nights, see them 6.
6. And the coach looked like he didn't know what hit them. after any
He said that cost, yes.
he look well
Because
outside.
here's the thing, we try.
Chef, that's not even the worst part. Up until the very last game of the Champions League, or the very last leg between all the teams, you know who has scored the most goals in our group?
Spoiler.
Manchester United.
Yeah.
We had scored the most goals in our
Yeah.
group
Yeah.
up until the last day. Bayern Munich won, I think, Bayern Munich won 1-0 against us, and they tied with us for the most goals scored. But you want to know who conceded the most goals in Champions League in that group?
I'm Manchester United.
Of course.
Yeah, Simeon saying again, it's about acceleration and top speed. I'm about to have better top speed. All right. I think that tie.
It's no time. Stop that daughter shit. It's not a time. You lost.
Oh, God.
About time.
Now they could forget what that top 4 talk. All right, that's scrap, right? 5th place at best, and men's scrap that too. Men's
Not
scrap.
getting no fifth.
Yeah.
Men's scrap
not
that talk too.
But Phil said it for two main reasons.
Yeah.
One, we off Tottenham by 3 points and they have 2 games in hand. And we shit.
And Tottenham running, huh?
Tottenham.
Not real running.
I'm looking forward to that
And then
Tottenham Villa game tomorrow.
Because Villa in form.
That will be a good game.
Tottenham gonna beat them, I feel.
Dan, I don't know. Before we go any further, did I miss it? Ivan Toney done sign fast now?
Nah.
Dog, well, I hear that talk whole game today.
Nah.
So I was like, but wait, he done sign fast now?
Nah, he ain't signed no.
Okay, I was just making sure. All right, cool. We can move on then.
You look real good with them. I will lie.
I watch him today. I don't know.
With a better team, he might look better.
He didn't look
Looking
interested
less-
at all today.
Looking less motivated.
Today was one of your off days, but he real bad though.
Yeah.
He is, but he losing motivation with that Brentford team.
Season early done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Christian on the inside. And he's saying again, we
At best.
at best Europa League
He's
at
correct.
best.
He's
And I
correct.
agree. I agree. Because still I was thinking. Go ahead, Phil.
I have a question. Why do some Manchester United fans think that we deserve Champions League because our name is Manchester United?
Dan, I have no idea.
I don't get that statement.
And listen, and you see, and for you saying we don't deserve it, use a plastic fan, you know.
People still
Brother man, I live in the world of reality, eh?
People still living in the past. That's the problem.
We deserve Champions League. No, we don't deserve no Champions League.
Yeah, definitely we don't deserve it, and I don't mind we not being in it because again, when you look at Villa form, Spurs form, right? They more than deserve to be because
They do.
and they say there are a possibility at 5th place to get Champions League as well, right?
Yeah.
I think that will happen. No. I don't think
It's happening.
I don't feel so.
What was the reasoning behind that 5th place? Because I keep on hearing them talk about it.
We have a higher coefficient.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about until I talk about the FA Cup winner, will I get into the Champions League as well?
I ain't hear nothing like that.
Yeah, I was
How
saying
do we do that?
Is next year the format changing it? The format
Yeah, it's like say.
So the next year format is going to change into like a league.
Yeah.
Instead of group stages. So I think each team
playing each other.
Yeah, each team going to play each other 8 times, I think.
Football.
It didn't have no drop into Europa again.
Nah. Them
Yeah,
guys
so I think the first 4 qualify to the group stage, and then I think from 5 to 8 does battle it out or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But like plenty football.
But I asked that question because a couple of WhatsApp groups I'm in, I posted the new Champions League format. I said, well, it has nothing to do with us, but we're all football fans. Oh, you're so negative, Phil. You have hope. You could come 5th.
That's a lot of football.
And again, and we saw that from even last season when they started to introduce, or last year when they started to introduce more football, they started to see more injuries.
Yeah.
You know, at the same time, and there's a lot of injuries, and even bringing in these more games, and these are high intensity games,
We
Champions
could
League
barely,
games.
we could barely keep a fully fit squad fit for 10
the
games.
Premier League,
15
for the Premier
games.
League.
And God, you can imagine adding FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Champions League
But
and
such a
traveling
thin
the
squad.
Boy.
I go back to playing youths in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
We don't even have that because we're selling them out.
yeah. And the style Ten Hag like to play the same team over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that gonna work out for us, boy. Right?
It won't.
Right, I got that one already. Right, Kieran on the inside, he's saying, good night, fellas. 3 points is all I could say was positive today. Yeah, yeah. Simeon, shaking my head. Influx of new players like Ineos bringing in a top Obiaman to work on the financial fair play. 3 or 4 new players, hopefully.
If we get rid of
We gotta get rid of players.
But here's the thing, the thing. Now there are quite a few players who contracts will be finishing. So that's the one good thing Manchester have going for them. But you know what's the reverse to that? We have quite a few players on big contracts that our next team not taking them contracts on them. So no, you have to try. So you have to convince
them
them.
Pay off, yeah. To take whatever and pay them off.
That's too much. And that's where all this is where you have to put into play with FFP too. So yeah, so
players that, like, for instance, Casemiro. The Saudi League wants him real bad. Varane they want Varane too. So like 2 of them high profile players who want big salaries. It shouldn't be too hard to get rid of them, right? But I think that FFP thing, the one of the reasons we didn't spend in January was to prepare for the summer. So it shouldn't be as bad as we think it is.
Yeah, let me hope so.
We only have a few players who I would say don't touch this summer. But I think once the money right for majority of the players, I think we should take it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think the players who we could definitely build around is the youth players, right? The Garnachos, the Meno, Hoyland. Right? Yeah, he's telling Rashford.
I said Rashford.
If the money right there.
If the money right. If the money right.
No, I mean, and I'm talking about 100 million plus.
Yes, you need a left winger.
Right? Yeah, and even if we want to put Nacho back on the left, even if we want to put we had an option now. We had an option. So
if the money right for Bruno and all. If the money right for Bruno,
exactly.
The money right for Bruno too. For sure. Yeah. The money right for Bruno, you go on, but then you hear nobody wanting Bruno.
Nah, Saudi will confirm.
Saudi want him. Why I wish to be honest.
I wanted him last season.
I want to be grateful, but we need to get an upgrade in that position. Right? And we know as long as Bruno is there, Bruno is going to play. You know, and we need to get upgrade in that. Right? So we have some comments again. Let me just touch on some of the comments here. Kristen saying, I see the other day man say we no longer Man United. We is men divided.
It's true.
Right? Cohen saying we ain't even deserve Europa League, to be honest.
He's correct.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because you can't even identify what we're playing. What's the style? You can't even identify that. And the one of the worst Europa League teams, you could see that.
Yeah.
The worst Premier League team, you could see our style.
Exactly.
That part I just don't understand. You know, the worst teams in the league at least have some identifying style, and we supposed to be better than them, at least on paper. But boy,
and the high injuries to deal with and thing too is not only we deal with injuries.
Yeah. Tenaga will cut out, boy. And if you figure it out, sadly they'll get rid of him. Yeah. And Lewis saying right now, I'm surprised that we're still in 6th position, and it's only due to inconsistent play from the teams around us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arun,
You see
good
that?
night, man.
You know what, save we? How bad West Ham has been playing for the year. Because West Ham ended last year. West Ham ended last year in real good form, but this year they have been real shit. That's save we for. That's the only reason we in 6th place still.
Yeah, they drop off after they beat us.
Yeah. And not to mention, we have gotten results this year.
After they beat us or after we beat them?
No, they beat us at the end of
They beat us.
No, we beat them
the last game we played them, we beat them.
No,
but
they
they
beat
beat us
us in December.
No, we played them recently. After that,
Yeah, we beat them after that.
Yeah.
That's when they're not showing them sit down on the board.
Yeah, that was this year. But we also, but they beat us in December.
Yeah.
So
I can't remember if it was December, but whenever it was before they
It
beat
was
us,
December.
It was December 23rd. Because I was
that's right.
I was flying back home. I was flying back home on that day, and I was in the airport watching it, and I was like, "Let me fuck this."
Right. So Arun on the inside. Good night for us. Nico, tell me about the man that come back from AFCON. Finally, a little consistency from him. I want to be one of the first. Go ahead.
I got to read a comment. Now you continue, but I got to find a comment from Onana today about that Fabrizio Romano post. I said, Onana, you for real?
What you say?
No, but he has been looking better. He has been looking more solid.
But he has been better. He has been better.
He looking like a goalkeeper, to be honest, of recent. He has been looking like a goalkeeper. Before, we didn't know what he was. But he has started to be a goalkeeper, and again,
So
that's all we could ask for.
The man something. Or if I do enough, then that we keep it up.
Yeah. After first season,
it's a first season, so I just get a rope in your first season. But there's the comment from Onana from Fabrizio Romano. Onana says, "Now I'm better and I'm very happy. You will see much more from me. Trust me. Hopefully, in the coming years, we'll fight for big things, and hopefully, we get top 4 this season because it's very important."
Them hold on to that top 4. Well, I don't walk all, yeah?
He had to say
that.
Yeah.
What you gonna say? Hey, yeah, though. We's real shit, but we go try. You had to say that.
We might
just about the talks now. We cannot. We could say that Manchester ain't paying we.
All right, then.
Christian saying, I feel Tana going in this summer. If he ain't win the FA Cup, well, then he gone.
I don't feel that FA Cup have no bearing on that. To be quite honest,
I don't feel so. I think.
And we're not winning no FA Cup. All you need to stop. Hey, I realize plenty Manchester United fans watch a lot of Disney World going up, you know. Clearly, you know. Or you don't, what you think about win FA Cup?
Yeah, I don't think that's right. I think it's more the style of play. I think that will be the deciding factor. I think between now and the end of the season, there is nothing recognizable.
Yeah.
I think one of the only reasons we still have a job with United is because of all them injuries. And I think
that is his only only argument, his only leg to stand on right now.
Yeah.
Them injuries. Real talk. There's absolutely nothing else Ten Hag could really, with all honest truth, argue about.
True.
Yes, Simeon said Newcastle back there as well. Right? So I guess maybe say Newcastle could make a run.
Part of me ain't worried about Newcastle, you know. Part of me ain't worried about Newcastle.
I'm inconsistent this season, man.
Yeah, real inconsistent.
Their injuries
Eddie Howe, I don't watch yourself too.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if Eddie Howe gets sacked before 10 high.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, he had to watch it, man.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised.
The problem is overachievement, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's overachievement. I think we overachieved last season.
Last season, and they overachieved
They
last season. as
overachieved
well.
last season. So when they
The
put it 2 seasons
expectation.
together now, as a
I'm
sack
thinking, I'm
Yeah.
thinking is both of them have newish. Well, we have them have new owners. We have investors.
Yeah.
So men looking at men expect a return on the money.
of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, so we are Kurt on the inside. Hey Kurt, good night, man. Again,
Yeah, nice,
you jump in just before we wrap it up, right? But thanks for coming in all at the same. Right. So guys, before we log off, right, I just want to talk about the Liverpool game, right, coming up, and if it is worth rushing Hoyland back for that
Nope.
game. JP?
Seeing that is the only thing we could actually fight for. I mean, and I'm using it, I'm saying that loosely because based on performances and based on what you're seeing from Liverpool recently, we still had to show something as if we're trying to fight for it, right? And I think if Hoyland, if it's not like too much of a risk to play him, I think we had to play because that's the only thing we could go for this season. Everything else dead and out the window, so I don't feel like we'll have a choice but to play him in that game once he fits.
Lion, what's your thoughts on that?
I think the only way we'll play him is if he prepared, and I think they're actually preparing him to come back for that time. I don't think Ten Hag will force him to play that game if he's not ready, because that could be the end of his season if he force him.
Yeah.
Phil, what's your thoughts on that?
If he's fit, come off the bench. Don't start him right away. A 21-year-old Haaland fresh off the bench running a tired Virgil van Dijk sounds good on paper and in theory. So I would rather him come off the bench if he's fit. Yeah, that's it.
Chef?
Same, I agree with Phil there. I don't want him. Yes, he might be fit to play, but to rush him back like that, I think in big picture and longevity, it have more games to go. I would not rush him back. If he does make the squad, let him come off the bench. Let him get some eggs. Let him get some, his legs back a little 20 minutes, and then we could go from there.
Gosh, Ten Hag, don't bring you on with 5 minutes to go. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I guess the thoughts of the panel is that if it's up to Olia, Olia would have saved him. But if it's up to Ten Hag, with the pressure Ten Hag is under at the moment, how we would have looked against City, and again that game and all would have him under pressure, because it's just backs and hopefulness going forward in the City game, right? We have new investors, as Chef would have rightfully said, and they want to see some type of product on the field. And I think Ten Hag is under some pressure. So I think if Hoyland is 80% fit, I think with the pressure Ten Hag is under, he going and starting. For us, it might be the right thing, because we looking at just say the bigger picture and hoping that we keep him fit, maybe for the running, right? So we had to get injured to not to be injured out for the entire season. But with the pressure that Ten Hag is under right now, he 80% fit, he going to play, because I believe that even Varane maybe about 70% fit, but he had to play him and he playing him, and I think he'll do the same thing with Hoyland.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, right. So we just had 2 comments here before we wrap it, right? No problem, man. As an personal matter, I wasn't impressed with today, but I'm glad Nacho was showing how the right wing should operate, right? He was a threat. Other than the 2 penalties, we spoke about it earlier in the pod. Other than the 2 penalties, he was wasteful He didn't do much other than threaten, you know. But again, all of that would have aided in the cause, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to Ganacho and the winning the 2 penalties, right? Don't know why we couldn't rest Bruno and let Ahmad sweat. Yeah, I we talk about that as well, Kurt. You know, we
Things
talk
with
about that.
That was one of Ten Hag favorites, boy. Ten Hag ain't resting his
Yeah.
favorite.
That
Sorry.
ain't going to happen. Never.
Yeah, we
Not to
talk about that.
mention, not to mention he's the club captain.
Yeah, and not only if it's for Bruno, but at least bring on Ahmad because we know Ahmad has something to offer. You know, bring him on, give him some minutes because we don't know why, right?
Yeah. Let me be real.
It was Ten Hag who got rid of James Garner as well, right?
Yep.
And again, you know, I mean, with game time, Ghana might have been able to, you know, give us something now.
Let me be
Even if he
real.
was on loan last season and he could have come back, and I think he could have given us something.
How
Better than
much-
more than Scott McTominay. More than Scott McTominay.
How much teams you know does rest the club captain?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I saw it happen once or twice back in the day, but
don't happen much.
it don't happen often.
And Bruno always fit, huh? Always fit. Always.
Yeah,
If
but
nothing
the
else.
man
Yeah.
limping out our games, and next game you run it.
If
He
nothing
different.
else.
Nah, but he different.
Because he was carrying on.
Didn't Ten Hag do that with Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
And then it was only the following season, well, this season, that he made Bruno the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So now you can't see how Forson get more minutes on his belt before Ahmad. Yeah.
Exactly.
I guess Ten Hag seeing Forson as one for the future, you know, and maybe he is. Maybe he's doing well in training, and maybe with game time, maybe next season alone, you know, might do him well. Yeah.
I honestly think it has something with Ahmad, that because Ahmad was supposed to be getting playing time, he was injured, and since he come back, something there's often enough there's so much things we doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
So
All right, guys. So yeah. So we come to the end of the pod for the Everton game. Again, I mean, 2-0 win. We taking the win, but again, at this point, we want to see something, you know, some type of quality on the pitch now. You know, Everton came at Old Trafford, and for the first 20-25 minutes, you wasn't sure who was the home team. You for sure knew that Everton was the better team, was the better prepared, the better drilled team, you know, and that is not what we want. You know, that is what we want to see. You know, at home, you're hoping that, hey, you know, at least we know we're decimated by injuries, but I think we still had enough quality to look better than we look against Everton. As fans, that is all we want. Right? So I don't know if anybody have anything else they want to say?
Nope.
All right. If not, to the next one, Liverpool next. You know, another tough one. But again, you know, we will be here to review that one as well. Right? So, gents, right? Have a good night.
Good night.
Yes.